Social Speedway has gone to the kids. Katelyn Larson is here to talk about the big win for Kyle and Owen, and Lulu is safe for now.
NASCAR Daily with Shannon Spake.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is September 24th. I'm Shannon Spake. Welcome into NASCAR Daily. I love Social Speedway. Tuesday is definitely my favorite day on the show because we get to really kind of scour all of the social media platforms and try to find some of the coolest, cutest, most insane moments for you that's taken place over the last week. So we're going to do that. Plus, I cannot wait to catch up with Katelyn Larson because she's one of my favorites, a mom getting it done. And she was watching her son Owen do that ride around with Kyle this past weekend at Bristol. And I can't wait to hear what that was like for mama. But first, a lot of really proud moms this past weekend at Bristol. That's because since 1999, Bristol Motor Speedway, they have put the kids of the drivers on display. They sing the national anthem before the race. Take a look at this.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what surrounding me hailed as the twilight's last gleam?
It's just so cute.
And bright stars.
It's just so cute. I mean, it literally, I get goosebumps and I tear up. I was going to try to get my kids to do that when they were a little bit younger. They're a little bit old now, but I love it because you see the drivers right there on the front stretch. And then as soon as that's done, they just have to hightail it over to their race cars, get there as quickly as possible. But I mentioned Bristol Motor Speedway has been doing this since 1999. I remember early back in the day watching Harrison Burton, watching Todd Gilliland, Chase Elliott, John Hunter Nemechek. Those are some of the race car drivers that are currently competing that actually was down there and doing the national anthem at Bristol Motor Speedway for the night race. It's so cool. They rehearse, they get in a bus and bus them in. And it's a very cute moment. Certainly one that the moms and dads really appreciate. How about this for appreciating? Mom, I would say mom did a really good job trying to kind of this is Amy Earnhardt. This is Dale doing his post-race interview on Friday after the Xfinity Series race. And little Isla, she's just going to let her presence known. Look at how cute she is. Nicole just sitting there. And of course, that's their younger daughter. Nicole just sitting there I don't think that we're supposed to be doing this. She's trying to pull mom Amy in. I love this because of course we know that Dale does the one-offs, and for him to, have his family there and for the girls to see this whole, the whole thing go down and be part of it. I think it's so special. Something else that was special. Yes, we've seen it 100 times already. If you haven't, then you have to watch it again. This is Owen Larson after Kyle won the big race this weekend. This whole tradition, which I love, by the way, started back in 2018. I believe that was sort of where it all started with Kevin Harvick and Keelan at Michigan. Remember, he took Keelan into the race car, did a little ride around after he won, and now it just has continued. We didn't know if NASCAR would let this continue. I'm really glad that they did because I think that these moments with the boys or with the girls, just a driver celebrating is really, really cool. Mom Katelyn Larson was not at the racetrack this week. She was watching that on TV, but she is here now. So coming off of that, I'm excited to get into this interview. They do say behind every great man is a great woman, and behind every great athlete is an even stronger, bad, you-know-what mama, and that mama is Katelyn Larson. I'm so excited. I wish that I had 3 hours to talk to you today because just as a mom and someone who just has to get stuff done on a daily basis, I can only imagine how crazy your life is and how challenging every single day is. Let's start with watching Owen celebrate with Kyle because we just saw that video. Are you are you like this? I mean, I know you've been around racing your whole life, so probably very little intimidates you or makes you nervous. But what do you think when you see him on the side of that car?
I was just worried that he was hanging on to the lip of the roof, and I'm like, gosh, just put your arm under there and hang on to the roll bar or something. But I actually was nervous. I usually am not. But yeah, Kai said something to Kyle, and he said, I was hanging on to him. He was fine.
Did you know that he was going to have such a dominant car in Bristol? I'm sure you guys talk, and he told you about how practice went and stuff like that.
No, I had no idea. Honestly, I told him I thought Denny would win the race prior to practice or anything. I said, Denny is really good under pressure. And I think that actually kind of pissed him off that I said that. So maybe I lit a little fire under there, and he was like, no, he's not going to win the race. I am. So
I love that. I love that. I know you weren't there
yeah.
this weekend, but were you like able to talk to Owen before? And like, does he kind of tell you some of the things that he might want to do if he does get to go to victory lane with dad?
Um, no, I mean, I think they've gone, I don't want to say so many times and be
Yeah.
that come off wrong, but in dirt racing and just watching everybody do like wing dances and now them racing, growing up racing Owen and Audrey, I think they kind of have it maybe planned out in their head what they're gonna do. And Owen is so shy, so to see him get up on the roof and like, do kind of this stuff, it's pretty cool to watch him come out of his shell and get the crowd pumped and get engaged and see what dad does and, loves doing it too.
How does Audrey respond? I don't know if Cooper is old enough to kind of see what's going on and be aware of what's going on, but you mentioned Audrey racing herself. Is she like, I want to go do that next with dad?
Oh yeah, she had baseball, that's why we didn't get to go, but she's a total tomboy, fearless, and totally engaged with the racing scene. So she definitely was missing that a little bit. And Cooper, he's starting to get it. He's starting to know whose car, is out there, Dad's and Owen's, and he's recognizing Audrey's and everybody's. So, but yeah, she's next. She said, I'm going to the next one.
Are you ready for that? Are you ready to see your little girl start racing and getting crazy and doing the things that her big brother's doing right now?
Like you said, I've grown up in the racing industry from, 3 weeks on, so it doesn't faze me at all. It's pretty much all I know. And like I told Kenny Wallace a few weeks ago, it's home for me. So to be there and have so many family friends and friends that have become family, absolutely, I'm ready for her to do that. And she's a little spitfire and determined. So to have them both racing, the only problem is different directions half the time. So that's the hard part. But I think it's great.
Does she have any racing shirts yet? I have to get like a little Audrey Larson racing shirt if you guys have any swag. I'll have to make sure I
Not yet. Owen has a shirt, but she doesn't have one yet.
One thing's for sure, listen, your kids are going to grow up having the coolest mommy so it's early in the morning, so I'm not going to shotgun this beer, but here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be at the Roval and I'm going to be at Martinsville. So if you are at either one of those races, girl, I'm going to come and you're going to show me how to do this properly because you are awesome. And you said that you have a little prop there, right?
Yeah, I do. And it looks like you started out right. It's not fresh out of the ice chest or the fridge, which is good. It
So
needs
the
to be room
warmer, the
temperature.
better? Okay, room
Yes,
temperature.
then you
Got
don't
it.
get all the bubbles. Yep. And then if you tilt it the right way, you get a little air bubble in the top, and then that's when you stick your key in it. Got to make sure that the spout is pointed up so you don't dump it everywhere when you poke the hole, and then you
All
open
right.
it and give it a little chug.
So the statute of limitations is over. How old were you the first time you chugged a beer? Seriously.
Oh, I learned from my dad and my brother, so I was probably underage, about
There- I
18
mean,
or
who
19,
wasn't?
I'd say.
Who
I was a
wasn't?
good kid. I didn't go to high school parties or anything, so I let it all out in college. But
I,
my first famous, I think, shotgun was with Clint Boyer, and we were sending a picture or a video to Dale Jr., calling him out. So that's what got it going.
Well, I'm glad it's back. I love watching you do it. I think it's awesome because you run everything and you're also one to have a good time. So Roval or
Yes.
Martinsville, I'm going to bring the beer and you're going to teach me how to
Okay.
shotgun, okay? All right. Thank you
Sounds
for
good.
joining us. Good luck throughout the rest of the playoffs and, just getting it done and getting a championship.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If it wasn't so early in the morning, I would have absolutely had Katelyn show me how to do that. I've never been one for chugging the beers, for doing the keg stands, anything like that. But I will find her at Martinsville or the Roval, and we'll make sure we get that on video and share it with everybody. Lulu, the dog, is safe for now. Okay, so Denny, if you remember, he put up the sign that said, free dog, home needed for dog, because he was blaming Lulu on the bad run that he's had for the last couple weeks. He said, hey, listen, I had 3 wins before we adopted this dog, and I haven't had a win since the dog became part of the family. Well, at least for a little while, the dog is safe because while Denny didn't win this past weekend, he did finish 4th out at Bristol and advance to the round of 12. So Lulu's staying at home for a little bit. Hopefully Dad's good luck continues so that the dog doesn't find itself in the doghouse. Listen, anything is possible. Denny, did I say that right? Possible? I don't know. Anyways, scary moment down there at Bristol this past weekend on Saturday. Listen, there's a lot of dangers on pit road, and sometimes we forget about that until we see moments like this. This was not caught on the television cameras. Actually, Jason Schultz, a Trackhouse photographer, is the one that recorded this. But this is Eric Jones' car. The gas man and the tire carrier, or tire changer, I should say, both engulfed in flames down there. That video was so scary. I did reach out to find out if there were any injuries, how everyone's doing. I was told that both of those guys, the gas man and the tire changer, are on the roster for this weekend. So fingers crossed that all is good, but very scary moment for those guys at Legacy Motor Club. Let's give a little credit to one more NASCAR kid before we get going, and that's Giselle Hicks. So Giselle is a little racer. She is daughter to Jordan Hicks, who is granddaughter to Glenn Wood, of course, of the Wood brothers. Also, Mike Hicks, who's an over-the-wall guy for Joe Gibbs Racing. She is now 4-1 in races. Take a look at this little girl go. 9 years old, just killing it. I love it. The future is bright, and she is the future right there. I love watching this. I know that Michael Hicks, he posts a lot on social media of the video of them practicing. There you can see him right there with his daughter. That's really awesome. I think that's really cool. If there's any merchandise, send my way. I'm happy to wear one of her shirts and just rock it and celebrate the future of this sport for sure. We're going to celebrate heading to Kansas tomorrow here on NASCAR Daily. We're going to look ahead to the Kansas Motor Speedway. We're going to go in the pits, find out what kind of challenges drivers will have when we unload at that 1.5 miles this weekend as we get ready to kick off the round of 12 in the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs. So have a great Tuesday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed Social Speedway.
NASCAR Daily with Shannon Spake.